there, so this is a video response to a TCT video done by Roz about, it's kind of like gender identification in a sort of way, and I wanted to do it in video response because I feel like if I do it in comment wise it won't bring the message across in the right way, or, well, you'll see when I answer my questions, because I was in this type of situation a couple of months ago, and like I kind of get the confusion, and I shall explain after the questions that were asked of how I kind of went about it. My mental gender, I do not have a gender, to be honest. Why do I say this? Because I went through a period in my like last year, throughout the whole of last year, I literally questioned my gender, even though I was physically female. I was questioning my mentality, because my mentality did not function in a way of, let's say, a female would. My mentality is more of a mixture of the two, of female and male, and I can't really specify on how my mind works, because my mind at times may seem female but my mentality may seem male at the time. You can tell when I'm in a female mindset, but the majority of the time I do not have like a certain mental way about it. I have come to the conclusion it was also to do with my sexuality. My sexuality is that I am not attracted by your gender. I am attracted to, it's weird because I get attracted to the personality of a person, and then automatically, it doesn't matter if they're female, male, FML, no, not fuck my life, no, FTM, MTF, doesn't really matter. I just get attracted to the personality, and once I'm attracted to that personality, I automatically am attracted to their physical appearance. And I think that's the way my mind is that my mentality is not gendered, because it just honestly isn't, because I don't have that mindset. Yes, I have. That's what I literally went through the whole of last year. There were periods of when I would just look in the mirror and be like, this isn't who I am, because the way my mentality was at that time was, I was pretty, like, I did not feel female at any stage, and this caused problems. Family and relationship wise, it kind of fucked things up. Like, I would honestly look at myself in the mirror and be like, I don't feel right, this doesn't feel like it's me. It honestly doesn't. I literally researched quite a bit about FTM because I was honestly considering it. But yeah, I have felt like I am the wrong gender, but I'll explain after the questions because it's kind of weird. I would take it as an opportunity to be able to... I'd take it as an opportunity to be able to be put into that mindset of, I'm in a male body, and see if it made me feel comfortable, because of the way my mentality of it, it just gives you the opportunity to see what the opposite sex is like, and it does question of, is this really what I want? Do I feel like this? Do I feel right about this? Because it probably just gives you that mindset of it, that it will be, I would see it as an opportunity. That's how I would feel about it. I wouldn't be angry or like feel weird about it, because it'd probably be just the most amazing opportunity of being able to see through that mindset of being in a male body, and identifying as a male. Me, see, it does depend on the person. For me personally, it doesn't really matter, because if I were, let's say, male right now, my sexuality would probably be the same. It honestly would, because I just, because my sexuality is more of an open mindset of, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what gender you are, because that's just the way it is. I don't feel like if I was male right now that it would affect my sexuality on things. I'd still, if I were male, I'd still mess around with guys equally as with girls. It really wouldn't, I wouldn't really, it would not change my sexuality, because it doesn't really matter. But on the form of, do you think it affects it? It honestly, I feel like it does depend on the person, because I have, for example, a male friend who has dated guys equally as girls, and I just feel like I don't think it really does at the end of the day. But if you do want to take it from society's point of view, or the biblical point of view, then it obviously does, because obviously, as it is of, you are a male, you date females. If you are a female, you date males. That is how society views things usually. But that's how it is. If anything, I would say society has created this influence of of the gender and sexuality, that it does, if you are a certain gender, you will only be in that sexuality of being straight. That's how I feel. I feel society has polluted that. If anything, I would prefer to not be as, I'm going to say big boobed, because I honestly do not feel like my boobs are part of me sometimes. I feel like if they are an extraction of something else, because that's what, the thing that was bothering me the most last year was that I had these and I felt like it wasn't me. Private areas, I have nothing wrong with my private areas, to be honest, and I will explain further after the questions of this. Down, there is no problems. Further up, there are slight problems in my mindset. I honestly don't, there are times where it's like I have considered of either, I was considering complete full chest surgery last year, of wanting to do that when obviously I left the house and finished education and like things like that, because I feel like get through education and then do whatever you want to do. Body shape, I would have preferred, to be honest, to be more lean, if anything. Curves, I feel like I've kind of learned to live with it, but if anything, it would be like, I would have preferred to have a leaner body, if anything. But viewing my body, there have been days where it's like, this shouldn't be how my body is, but it is. My body is like this. And because I honestly don't feel like, my boobs are way too big. There are days where it's like, no, why? This is why I wanted to buy it. I've been wanting to buy a binder for quite a while, but haven't had money. this will probably wrap up everything I've been delaying throughout this whole video, which is, right, how important is gender to me? I literally nearly went through the decision of I would get top surgery, which is getting rid of my boobs, because they're lovely things, not really, and going flat-chested, but because I honestly, my lower part of me is like, I don't feel like I would want to change that, because that is something, I'd be as, if you want the actual term trans, because gender importance to me, there is no importance. You are who you are at the end of the day, because I feel like society has given us this idea of you have to be either one, you can only be one gender, which I feel like you don't have to be. I feel like you can be half male and half female, or a mixture of the two, or non-gendered as some people prefer, because gender is something you feel like the way it is, and I'm gonna get quite personal here. Literally, I was going through the decision of, like, I would be half female, half male, in a sense of where I'd flatten my chest and just have no problems in the lower regions. Researched about it. A lot of FTMs, there are a few who go through this path of only getting top surgery, but obviously there's the biggest case is complete surgery of everything. But there are smaller cases of they don't do full surgery, which I researched thoroughly about, because it kind of got to a point last year of when I actually confessed to my ex-boyfriend, that I fully on confessed as like, I do not feel right about my gender, because my boobs do not feel a part of me. They honestly don't feel like I feel like there's something else sometimes. Well, before, not as much now, because I've kind of learned to live with it, but because I discovered I am who I am at the end of the day. But I am still considering boob reduction, because I do feel like my boobs are way too big for my liking. But it got to the point of, like, it's extremely hard to explain, because it just got to a point of, I told my ex-boyfriend said he'd support me fully, and I told him that if you feel completely uncomfortable and you want to leave me, you don't want to be with me anymore, I will fully understand. And he said it doesn't matter, if you just want your top surgery, which is complete removal of the breast, he said it doesn't matter. Obviously he lied about this, his views changed and he dumped me, which completely mind fucked me, to be honest, because it made me feel really shit, because it was like, so this is obviously how society affects everything, because I do feel society gives you this image of you have to be a certain gender, because if you're not, then you are, as we say, the grey area of things, because society views things as black and white. There is no, sometimes it feels like there is no grey area, and there should be a grey area, because if not, then where is this thing of development of something new? Because religion affects society, but religion has such a strong point of view of society, is that it's kind of just put that image of female male you have to decide. You can't be something in the middle. That's my view. I hope it's kind of given you some sort of help. I hope if you want to ask questions to me or anything about it related to this, feel free to comment, send me a private message, because I've gone through the confusion, and now it's just gotten to the point of I'm okay. I've learnt to live with myself in a way.